Hello. For this, the fifth in our series of cookbook reviews, we are doing the Gluten-free Gourmet Cook's Comfort Food. This is Bette Hagman, who has been the undisputed queen of gluten-free baking and cooking for, I honestly don't know how many years. So I hesitated doing this particular book. However, once we get into it, you'll see why I did it. So, looking at this book, it has got a nice paper. It is nice. It's cream colored, so it's easy on the eyes to read. My concern with it was that there are no pictures at all in this book. It made using this book extremely difficult. This is fantastic in that it has, as usual, it has a history of celiac disease. As I say, lots of words, as you can tell. A lot of question and answers for things that she's had over the years. This is her 6th, 7th book, I do believe. This is all about, she's got a section on autism and the GF diet. The whole table of the different flours. I know you're seeing my hand more than anything else, but there isn't much else to show you. Let's see if I can get a good picture of that. There we go. So this is a comparison of gluten-free flours to the wheat. So there are some really great things in this book. The recipes using an exotic flour of basic ingredients. I would love to be able to show you glossy pictures of things that you're actually supposed to be able to make, but there aren't any. The best picture is the one on the front cover. It's the only picture, other than a picture of Bette Hagman herself on the back of the dust cover. That's it. So you kind of run blind. I'm a very visual person myself. I need to see what I am making, because if it doesn't turn out the way the picture has it, then obviously I've done something wrong, or they've just got a very, very good food stylist. But this has nothing. So this is, she's got a whole section on easy cooking. So, you know, microwave macaroni and cheese. Great time saver. Very, very good time saver. She also has the nutrients and servings per you know, the nutrients and the calories and things, which are very helpful. What isn't helpful is that I don't know what any of this is supposed to look like. We have used this recipe book. I was particularly excited about the wraps. However, these made wraps that even my sheep who loved, I had a ram that loved baking, anything baked good, he would not eat these. I was quite upset about that, actually. In the book, she does have great little tips, like when cutting cheesecake, use a sharp, straight-edged knife and dip it in hot water and wipe dry after each cut, or try unflavored dental floss. So there are neat little things in this book. It is a fantastic book for information. It is stacked full of information about celiac disease and the things that you can do to be able to eat better and things. So in that regard, and there's even a history of celiac disease in here. So it is pretty good in that regard. But as an actual cookbook, I found it lacking, and simply because although we've taken the gluten out, there's no need to take the pictures out as well. This was not a cheap book. This was actually a very expensive cookbook, and for the amount of money that we paid for this cookbook, I was hoping for at least a small section in the cookbook with, say, 4 or 5 pages of pictures with, this is a cheesecake found on page 256 or something like that. Instead, what we got was what you're looking at. Lovely paper, easy on the eyes, recipes that aren't particularly phenomenal. They're good recipes. I don't like her mixes because they are a couple of starches and a flour, which means that they are about as boring as what I just showed you. They're flavorless. They have a really high calorie content. And it would have been better to have handed your guests, if you were making any of these for, say, a dinner party or something along those lines, you would have been better off giving them each a handful of sugar for the nutrition that was in it. So, as I said, this was the best picture that because it was on the front cover. I mean, it is more than 200 recipes for creating old favorites with new flours, but it honestly is more just the same flours. It's white rice flour, maybe a bit of brown rice flour, cornstarch, tapioca starch, amaranth, or arrowroot, starch, potato starch. When it comes to starches, they're high calorie, there's nothing in them. As I said, because Bette Hagman happens to be the gluten-free gourmet, I was hesitant, beyond hesitant, to take this book on. But seeing as we have used the book, and I know what the book is like, I felt that I had to. It's an expensive book. I mean, cookbooks are expensive. Be honest. I mean, they cost a lot of money. Books in general cost a lot to produce. But when you're shelling out money, you want to get your money's worth. There's I don't know that I got $45 worth of book out of this, which is why I had to do the review. Gluten-free flours are expensive. Cookbooks are expensive. And if I can help anybody out there save a bit of money, even just in not buying a cookbook or picking it up secondhand, which is always better, then my job is done. I really believe that just because you have an allergy, it shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. If it's a lifestyle choice, that's one thing, but for most people, it's life. And life shouldn't cost you through the nose like this. So, as an information guide, I would give this 3 out of 5. As I said, pick it up at a used bookstore or something. Happy reading.